What would you do if a cocoon began to cry? One morning, every mulberry leaf in a Taiwanese farming village had vanished, yet the silkworm house was filled with thousands of perfect white cocoons. The farmers should have celebrated. Instead, they stood outside while a young woman named A-Juan entered with an oil lamp. Her family depended on silk, and she could not afford to abandon the harvest. Then one cocoon split along its surface. No creature emerged. A warm golden light pulsed inside, accompanied by a sound almost like a newborn calling from another room. Among the ordinary trays, A-Juan noticed a single tiny silkworm shining like metal in the dark. A-Juan had once found that same silkworm dying beside a drying tray. She had given it water and hidden it from workers who would have thrown it away. Now she placed it on a fresh mulberry leaf. From that day, its silk gleamed brighter than anything the village had produced. Merchants competed to buy every roll. Money entered homes that had known only debt, and A-Juan could finally purchase medicine for her mother. But each time golden cloth left the village, someone lost the strength to stand. The buyers called it exhaustion from work. A-Juan saw a different pattern. The weakest person always lived near the family that had earned the greatest profit. An elderly temple keeper examined the cloth beneath morning light. He said the silkworm was no ordinary animal. In Taiwanese folk belief, a creature that survives long enough or receives unusual human attention may gather awareness and spiritual power. Such a being is not automatically evil. Its character develops through choices, just as a person's does. This spirit was feeding not on blood, but on a particular human desire, the wish to become rich without considering who paid the hidden cost. The more eagerly villagers reached for effortless wealth, the more golden silk appeared. A-Juan looked at the exhausted people surrounding the cloth and realized that her private act of kindness had grown into a public danger. At night, A-Juan followed a golden thread into the mulberry grove. There, the silkworm appeared as a young woman with translucent wings. She remembered being weak, unwanted, and nearly discarded. A-Juan's single drop of water had felt like the first mercy she had ever received. The spirit created golden silk to repay that mercy, but she did not understand that human wanting could expand without limit. Every request encouraged another. When she lacked power, the silk quietly borrowed strength from nearby lives. The spirit had intended gratitude, not cruelty. A-Juan answered that good intentions did not restore the villagers who could no longer work. If the spirit truly wished to repay kindness, she now had to repair the damage her gift had caused. A-Juan brought the spirit before an altar of Xuantian Shangdi, a widely worshipped protective deity also known as the Dark Heavenly Emperor. The divine sign did not order the spirit destroyed. Instead, 3 lamps burned beneath a narrow beam of light. The temple keeper understood the message. She would receive 3 days to collect the unnatural silk and return the strength taken from the village. If she accepted responsibility, she could continue her cultivation. If she refused, her spiritual power would end. This was not forgiveness without consequence. In the story, deliverance means being given a path away from wrongdoing and then walking that path through difficult action. The spirit bowed and agreed, while A-Juan promised to begin with her own family's cloth. Many villagers surrendered their golden cloth as soon as they understood the cost. The richest merchant refused. He had already promised distant buyers more than the village could produce. He told people A-Juan wanted to make them poor again and urged them to capture the spirit before she reclaimed their fortune. At night, an angry crowd surrounded the silkworm house. The sight of torches reopened the spirit's oldest terror. workers preparing to burn every creature judged useless. Panic overwhelmed her promise. Her wings spread and luminous silk swept across the lane like a storm. Roads disappeared behind shining barriers. A-Juan stood between the crowd and the spirit, knowing that fear on either side could turn one mistake into another. A-Juan did not call her a demon. She used the small name she had given the silkworm when it was helpless. Then she placed her family's entire store of golden cloth on the ground. The medicine, food, and security purchased with it mattered, but none of those things gave her the right to keep another person's strength. One by one, other families followed. As each roll touched the earth, the silk barriers loosened. An old farmer who had been unable to lift his head sat upright and recognized his daughter. The spirit folded her wings. The merchant still clung to his stock, but the village no longer stood behind him. A-Juan had broken the spell not with force, but by surrendering the benefit first. Cornered by the truth, the merchant tried to destroy the remaining silk rather than return it. Embers caught the golden threads and raced toward the silkworm house. The spirit could have escaped into the grove. Instead, she opened her wings over the villagers, protecting the same people who had come to capture her. A-Juan guided children and elders away while smoke covered the lane. Then cool light descended through the clouds. The burning silk dimmed, and the smoke rolled harmlessly across the wet ground. Xuantian Shangdi's intervention did not erase what the spirit had done. It revealed what she chose when given another chance. She used her remaining power to protect life instead of preserving herself. The spirit survived, but she was not simply released. She became a guardian of the mulberry fields, responsible for protecting crops and returning each season to the people she had harmed. The villagers created fair measures for buying silk and stopped rewarding merchants who forced families to produce beyond safe limits. The wealthy trader lost the stock he had refused to return and had to repay those weakened by his greed. A-Juan began again with ordinary leaves and ordinary silkworms. Their thread lacked supernatural brilliance, but it harmed no one. The spirit worked beside her without praise or shortcuts. In this tale, atonement is not a single apology. It is repeated, visible labor that slowly makes trust possible again. The most dangerous thing in this story is not a winged spirit. It is a gift separated from limits, responsibility, and attention to hidden costs. A-Juan's kindness saved one small life. The spirit's gratitude was sincere. Yet sincerity alone did not prevent harm when the village treated endless profit as proof of blessing. The story offers a demanding idea of compassion. Give a second chance, but do not pretend the damage never happened. Help someone change, and require them to restore what they can. At sunrise, a golden silkworm rests on an ordinary mulberry leaf. It no longer promises effortless wealth. It offers something quieter, the chance to grow through patient work without stealing strength from anyone else.